What's up, everybody? Henry from Fun Game Reviews coming at you. Best hero aids to equip on Enchantress. Yes, sir. We want to definitely talk about Enchantress. You want to know why she is so overpowered. You want to know why she is so widely used. This is how you're going to make her amazing. Alright guys, as you guys already know, started up with a first like, subscribe, and share. So let's go ahead and get started. As you guys know, I go through the following sets. Base Siege will be based on Resource Raids, Guild Clash, Lords League, all that good stuff. Alright, so basically, we're going to be starting out with the new players. If you guys have Enchantress, the best hero aid you can possibly have will be Enchantress herself again. You'll want to definitely have Enchantress as a hero aid because she does dispel all negative statuses once and restores them at 70,000 HP when heroes fall below 20, 40, 60, 80% life. So 4 times, guys. So literally having her, you want to make her as indestructible as possible, because if she can survive, her skill will basically grant bubbles. It will also make it so that if heroes die while those bubbles are up, they will come back to life. Okay, so basically let's go ahead and let's go look at what other hero aids would go really well with her. So another one that I would basically say for new players will be Pangoli. Pangoli, you definitely want to have it so that that immortality is there just in case she is taking heavy damage. Okay, so Enchantress will be number 1, Pangoli will be number 2, and number 3. You can actually do the following. It depends on what you guys have. I mean, some people do have Storm Riders. Some people do have Berserkers. Some people do have Ravagers. So literally, like for the brand new players, Ravager would be really great to have, so you don't get nuked by Pangolis. If you have it where you don't have a Ravager, but you want to have it so you can reduce the damage, I would highly recommend putting in Storm Rider. So having Storm Rider in there would be very nice. And then on top of that, having that Enchantress would be really nice. And last but not least, Pangoli. You want to make it so that he survives. I mean, she survives as long as possible. You do not have to worry about trying to get her where you're basically putting in like damage dealers and stuff like that. She's supposed to just be full support. It's all about making it so her Define makes it so she doesn't have any of those like negative statuses on them where you're bleeding, you're slow, you're whatever. You don't want to have any of that stuff. Okay. So next, we're going to be talking about the medium players and the top rank players. The top rank and medium rank players will definitely share this amongst each other. Literally what I would say the perfect trio would be Berserker, Storm Rider, and Ravager. Those are the 3 perfect setup for Enchantress in medium and top ranks, because having Berserker in there, you're already going to be taking only 15% of your maximum HP. Okay, 15% of your maximum HP to start out with. Next, this thing can, this Storm Rider can actually reduce it so that you're ignoring 40% skill damage taken and 30% attack damage taken. Also reduces negative status duration. So having it so that if you are stunned, silenced, whatever, 50% of that is reduced, the duration of it, and as well you're ignoring 40% skill damage and 30% attack damage. This is specifically a counter for Pangoli and Storm Riders that come out and just try to annihilate you within like the first shot, the first lingo run around. Okay, So, and then last but not least, I said Ravager. So Ravager will also make it so that regardless, some people with fully enlightened heroes, they have really amazing like damage. Like level 25 inline heroes at the top rank. Without having this, you still have a potential of getting completely dominated without having this, because you want to have that invincibility. So it grants invincibility for 7 seconds whenever deployed hero takes damage greater than 20% of his or her current HP from a hit. And on top of that, also heals deployed hero for 150% of the damage taken. So you're reducing it by 15%. You're reducing the overall attack by 40% when it's skill or divine or attack. And then on top of that, you want to have it so that you have that invincibility in case it's still, no matter what those two put together, which you put in this one, if you still pass the 20% HP mark where you get damaged, he will go invincible, and on top of that, he will heal himself. Okay, and then on top of that, if any of the enemy heroes are still attacking that particular hero, like Enchantress, they will all redirect their attacks to someone else. So that way you are going to be able to maintain and survive. If your other heroes die, having the Enchantress skill on will make it so that they can come back. Okay? So next, let's go talk about the next round, which is going to be arenas. As you guys know, having Enchantress in there, she is really only going to be ever hitting heroes. She's not going to ever be killing the base. I do not really recommend trying to use her as an assault when you guys are fighting in arena. You always want to bring only heroes that will kill the base. Literally, you only want heroes that will kill and annihilate the base. Okay. So what I would recommend if you guys were trying to use it in arena for Enchantress, literally, it's just to keep her alive so that she can actually have a potential of bringing other heroes back to life. And also divine immediately, so that if people try to knock you back, try to do some big damage, all those negative statuses are immune, and you don't really die from it. So for all tiers, in using Enchantress in arena, literally you want to just use the top tier hero aid method that I mentioned in base siege, which is Ravager, Storm Rider, and Berserker. That's probably the best you can use for that, because as you guys know, arena is based off of pure like damage and pure burst power. Okay, so having Ravager in there does prevent that burst power from bringing you down to the next level. So having that will really take you to the next level and make it so that you guys can actually kill people, can work on focusing on targeting bases, and so on. Okay. Now for Battle Royale. I don't use an Enchantress for Battle Royale, except for the last stage, the very last stage, which is Desolate Abyss. Desolate Abyss is the only place I would ever do this, because Desolate Abyss, all of these heroes are practically enlightened except for Ravager, and they are really insane to kill. They hurt like crazy. Okay. So I mean, Enchantress for here, same concept. I would always use top tier hero aids, which is Berserker, which is Storm Rider, which is Storm Rider and Ravager and Berserker. Okay, so the next thing too is, I know that for those of you guys who are like more beginner level, more lower tier, you are more than likely not going to be reaching this point until you progress a lot further and become like a medium level player or a top tier player to be able to clear Desolate Abyss. So all I can tell you is, really don't focus on Enchantress in Battle Royale that much, because she's not really useful here. until like the very end of the few stages. Okay, you really want to make sure you're paying attention to what you need. Literally, like having the wizard team line up across the entire setup is probably like the most optimal for battle royale, and not to have like witches or flying mercenaries. You want to have all mercenaries that can be sped up, like sharpshooters or wizards. You know, whichever one you choose. And then, last but not least, we're going to be talking about Guild Boss. Ooh, she comes in real handy in Guild Boss. Sadly, though, in my perspective, when I've tried testing her out in mine, I feel like I'm not doing enough damage. But that's my fault, right? Because I didn't build it properly to incorporate Enchantress to do that big amount of damage. Okay, so going back into it, I mean, I know a lot of the top tier players, they do definitely take advantage of Enchantress here. But yeah, all I can say is for Enchantress is purely based on survival. So you 100% guarantee you, Guild Boss, you'll want to have Berserker. Berserker is number one. Okay, number two, I would basically say if you're going to be using Enchantress in the Guild Boss, number two would be Bullhead. Bullhead because she hits fast enough. Okay, she's not that slow. She hits fast enough that she can continue to stack damage, and on top of that, she is flying. She's a flying unit so that she doesn't have to worry about the walls. Even if she gets pushed back, she has a way faster chance of coming back to the boss and continue to hit the boss so that it continues to build stacks on the boss to do that big damage. Okay, and then last but not least, I would say to make her actually a little bit faster so that you can actually make it where those bullhead stacks actually hit faster, I would say Blockhead. So Berserk, and this is for new players, medium players, and top players. Literally the best setup for Enchantress: Bullhead, Berserker, Blockhead. You want it so that Bullhead and Blockhead are together, specifically because they will make it so that she can heal. She can continue to make the stacks faster, and on top of that, having Berserker there will prevent her from dying as much as possible, and only do like up to 15% of her actual HP. Okay, and really having it where she has those three heroes will optimize your overall damage on the guild boss, because she's going to be purely targeting the boss and just trying to work fully on stacks and killing him. And the divines and everything does really work splendidly here, because I have heard where Enchantress, when you have the divines ready for like Ether Ogre, for Arcane Caster, all that, before he's able to push you back, you're actually able to divine, and that divine makes it so that none of your heroes get pushed back, which means every second counts. Every additional second where you're not pushed back and you're continuing to plow against the guild boss, which means higher scores, higher records. So other than that, guys, this is everything for you guys on the hero aids. So just to remind you, is Blockhead, which will give you like a 40 or 50% attack rate boost so that you shoot your normal attack damage faster. Berserker is made so that you take only maximum of 15% HP. And on the last note, I said Bullhead. So Bullhead, as you can see, when deployed hero hits an enemy, 25% chance to increase all damage taken by that target by 15% for 8 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. So that means you can literally get a lot of chances. So every single time she's shooting her skill, or her normal skill, not her skill, just the normal attack, she has a very good chance of stacking up that amount of damage taken, that debuff on the boss, so that potentially you can do a lot more damage. Okay, so this is Henry from Fun Game Reviews. I hope this review helps all you new people out there on how you guys strategize for your heroes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We are done. Have a wonderful one. Peace out.